There's this viral post. It was posted on, I believe, Facebook, been shared more than 10,000 times. Now, what did it show? Well, the post shows 2 officers holding up a so-called quilt of cardboard signs, apparently confiscated from homeless people in the city. This is Mobile, Alabama. The accompanying text says, "Want to wish everybody in the 4th precinct a Merry Christmas, especially our captain. Hope you enjoy our homeless quilt. Sincerely, Panhandler Patrol." And if you go to the next graphic, you're gonna see the actual quilt that they put together. So all of those, and let's hold on that for just a couple of minutes. So all of those were taken from people who during the holidays were asking for money. And they're smiling and posting and talking about how they're the Panhandler Patrol. By the way, looking at this image, assuming you're not on a phone, do you know what immediately jumps out? So the word homeless shows up a few times. Do you know what else jumps out? The word God bless is all over those signs. I mean, I would think, I'm not a religious person, but I don't think that taking an image where someone in need is written about God blessing the people who help them, I don't think of that as comic fodder. I don't think of that as, hey, I'm going to go viral with this. Like, okay, in some cases, these people are technically breaking the law, although we're gonna get into that. But still, it's the holidays, it's freezing. These people need help. You can say it's inconvenient, or there's areas that they're not supposed to be, sure. But who thinks that like taking away the thing they're using to make a couple of bucks a day is funny or should be shared? You should be like ashamed of that. That's not something that you use to get some likes or some shares to make it's apparently some kind of like in joke in the police department. Like you're the people that are supposed to be protecting those people.
The one thing you can't do is expel the junkies, not the homeless. Homeless makes it sound like some sort of protected class of protesters. No, they're junkies. They're people shooting up, breaking into cars to support their habit, selling themselves, pimping out women. They're junkies, okay?
He has a statement saying, as a police department entrusted with serving and protecting our community, we offer our sincerest apology for the insensitive gesture of a Facebook post by 2 of our officers when they're holding up a homeless quilt made of panhandling signs. Although we do not condone panhandling and must enforce the city ordinances that limit panhandling, it is never our intent or desire as a police department to make light of those who find themselves in a homeless state. Rather, our position has always been to partner with community service providers to help us help those faced with homelessness with hope to improve their quality of life. Okay, that's a good statement. So what are you gonna do? I mean, are they just gonna go back out there and be the Panhandler Patrol? Like, I'm not saying they have to be fired or whatever. Like, this is among the lighter things that we've covered on the past week on the damage report in terms of bad behavior by cops, but it's a huge problem, it's a systemic problem. It's not specific just to that city or just to that state. Now let's just talk briefly about the law that they're alluding to there. So Mobile first passed its controversial panhandling law back in 2010. Under the city rule, asking for money is allowed only outside of the downtown area referred to as the visitor's domain. The law was crafted to apply to a small area popular with tourists and visitors in order to comply with federal court decisions that have found citywide bans on begging to be an unconstitutional violation of free speech. A separate section of the ordinance addresses panhandling in the rest of the city. Now, so that basically is, there's previously been attempts in many different states, many different cities to stop panhandling. That has been found to be a violation of your free speech, and I think that that's fairly understandable. So now they believe that they've found a loophole where they say, well, this area is for tourists, so you can't do it there. I don't see how that allays any constitutional concerns, but it stands as of right now. Now take a look at the violation if you do this. And remember, the crime that will be committed is a person who is homeless asks someone in this area for money. The penalty could be a fine of up to $500, community service and or up to 6 months in jail as determined by the municipal court. 6 months in jail for asking for money and a fine of $500 for the exact population that does not have $500 to give away as a result of fines. And for people who are like desperately trying to put their lives back together, 6 months of community service, let alone jail. Can you imagine? And at the same time, the people who should theoretically be protecting you, helping you, representatives of the city are making fun of you on social media. Like you're out there freezing on the streets past Christmas and they're putting up viral posts.